Hello and welcome to coverage of Grand Prix Vancouver. I'm Marshall Sutcliffe in the booth. I've got Randy Buehler with me here to take us through round 14. One more round of Swiss after this one before we determine our top 8. We've got Alexander Hayne. We are in the western part of Canada, not where he's from.
He doesn't lose here.
But he doesn't lose here.
Like
this
ever.
is just his stomping grounds. He is ridiculous here. And,
PPTQ, Grand Prix, doesn't matter.
No, win. That's all he does. And we're not talking about top 8s. I mean, he wins these things.
Yeah, he won the last Grand Prix Vancouver.
He's up against Stephen Riecken, who is on, we have it listed as
Leonin Arbiter.
But check this out. Leonin Arbiter against Amulet Bloom.
Yeah, I hope there's a lot of lands in your top 4 cards.
How's that Summoner's Pact? This could get ugly.
Yeah, pay 2 extra to search.
That's right. So
does also have even Mind Sensor in his deck. Also has Thalia in his deck.
Yeah. So this is sort of stage 1 of getting in the way of Alexander Hayne. Now Alex's deck can make enough mana to overpower a Leonin Arbiter eventually, but it could buy significantly more time for Stephen to get set up with the cards that you just mentioned. So
yeah, he's Summer Bloom with 2 bounce lands, but I don't know. Does he have? Like, it wouldn't matter if he had a Pact or a Primeval Titan. He can't search, so not interested.
And this is a type of thing that you see from this deck when they don't have the Amulet, is they'll play the Bloom on 2 like this, generate 5 mana now, play a land next turn, and then play Primeval Titan. Is he going to bounce a bounce land here?
Oh! Flicker Wisp targeting your bounce land!
How about you pick up that forest again, Alex?
Wow. So that's 1 WW, 3/1 flying Stone Rain. Like Avalanche Rider without the Echo.
Just lose a land drop.
Wow.
Wow. Flicker Wisp.
Yeah, this is Hate Bears.
This is Hate Bears. That's what this is.
I mean, it's got some White Weenie stuff.
Which is a version of White Weenie.
It's got
taxes, people call it.
Right. Well, it's got a Sarah Avenger. It's got some Blade Splicer action. It's got a couple Brimaz. It's not
you gotta win
only
the game
Hate Bears.
Yeah.
It's, it's like halfway between White Weenie and Hate Bears, but it's closer to Hate Bears than any other flavor of White Weenie in my mind.
All right, here's, interestingly now, a second copy of Summer Bloom here from Alex. So undeterred, he is plowing forward with the whole mana plan here.
I mean, the one thing White Weenie doesn't do is kill you quickly.
No.
Amulet does seem like it's going to be able to overpower the Leonin Arbiter.
Yeah, it's interesting though. I mean, Stephen does technically have 7 power available to him here with that Mutavault as well. So he is going to crunch pretty hard here. Though it is going to be tough for him to reduce this clock.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to present lethal next turn. It's going to take two more attacks.
He's one short.
Oh wow, yeah, he is only one
Avenger.
short.
So the problem is Alexander Hayne's. I think it's the only deck around that doesn't play a fetch land of any type. Maybe that and Merfolk or something. But he's not hurting himself here. Alex will not be taking any pain from his own land. So he might just get a whole extra turn out of the deal. The Leonin Arbiter is the only thing really disrupting anything right now. And thanks to that second Summer Bloom, it feels like Alex is going to be able to get a Titan down here. He can go lands, he can go pay for the Arbiter, play a land, and then just play Titans. There we go, pay for that. Doesn't need an untapped land, which he's got. Cavern of Souls, Naming Giant, and there it is. All right, so he's got the Primeval Titan down. Now, normally this is where things start getting just completely out of hand.
But yeah, he paid 2 to search, right?
That's correct. So he tapped the Boros Garrison to pay that first, and then the Vesuv is copying the Simic Growth Chamber. So that's 4 mana with the Growth Chamber and then the extra 2 there. So
no Amulet though.
No Amulet.
So these lands will come into play tapped. Yeah, Alex is setting up for next turn.
He is. This is where Stephen, who has 4 copies of Path to Exile in his list, can do some work. He also has a Dismember, which could matter if Alex blocks the Arbiter.
So is that with Sunholm and Slayer Stronghold?
No, that was Radiant Fountain and Sunholm. So Alex jumps back up to 13.
Life. Sure.
Yeah. And that way, if the Titan does get a chance to attack next turn, he can pick up the Radiant Fountain again and even replay it and help bolster his life total further. Right now, 13 is a pretty nice number, as Stephen has 6 clean damage in the air.
It's true. Big difference between 11 and 13.
Right.
When you're facing down 6 power worth of flyers.
But if there's a path here, that would be huge for Steven. Because remember, the Sun Home...
To add insult to injury,
yeah.
Alex won't even get to search for a land. He can't pay the 2.
It's true. Which is, of course, one of the big deals, right? And, you know... all right, Blade Splicer. So he's bolstered his position as far as getting the attack in.
Yeah.
But the question is, can Alex get him here? He's got a lot of mana to work with now.
Yeah, all right, Blade Splicer brings a Golem into play. Still only 6 power in the air, but now we're up to 3, 4, 5, 6, and the Mutavault.
Yeah, does he
8
want
power on the
does
ground.
he want to sacrifice the Leonin Arbiter to get into extra damage with the Mutavault? I mean, if he feels like the Arbiter has outlived its welcome here.
Yeah, maybe next turn. I mean, we're post-combat now, so this is just setting up for next turn. He wants to make sure, I mean, he's, I think, mostly just trying to get as many blockers as possible so he doesn't die to 1 Primeval Titan hit.
Just to get crunched on by the Titan.
I don't know, can the Amulet deck deal 20? I feel like it caps out at 16. I guess with Vesuva and bounce lands, you can sometimes double activate.
It certainly has the
Sun
capability,
Home.
but I think your initial inclination is right that generally speaking, it can do double strike and then make it 8 power with the other land. So
yeah, without bounce land shenanigans.
yeah, and he doesn't have the Slayer Stronghold down right now either.
Right.
Does have Sunhome though.
And yeah, Steven has gone wide enough that while he's only got 6 power in the air, he can just send the team and he'll get in around the Primeval Titan for the last point.
Yeah, quite handily. He's also kept his Leonin Arbiter alive so that Alex does have to dump a couple of mana into that, though. It doesn't seem to be a big deal here.
Alex has got, looks like a Pact of Negation in his hand.
He does. That's not doing much.
Well, if one of the other cards is Hive Mind, then it was great.
Then he still needs Steven to cast something, and I don't think Steven's incentivized to do that.
Definitely not.
Now, Alex can cast a spell himself and do it, but then the mana starts to become an issue. Here's Radiant Fountain and Forest, presumably to pay for the Leonin Arbiter. So Alex really in a puzzling position here as Steven at a very clean 20 has not taken any damage whatsoever. We were talking about how Alex's deck doesn't take damage from its own lands. Well, Steven's doesn't either.
All true.
And that can really matter. There's a few decks in Modern like this one and Scape Shift that can kind of do lethal damage, generally speaking, on what people take from their lands. All right, so there's Leonin Arbiter being paid for. So now the Primeval Titan does get to search. And here's Summoner's Pact, which also is allowed to search now. And Steven...
So he's got Sunhome, but not Slayer Stronghold?
Right.
So he's not getting haste?
Not currently. He's found another Primeval Titan. And remember, when you pay for the Arbiter, you kind of get
bounce the Vesuva.
It's kind of the day pass.
Right, for the rest of the turn, he's good.
Yeah. He can bounce Vesuva.
And then copy, I mean, he could get Slayer Stronghold tapped, bounce Slayer Stronghold, bounce land, pick up the Vesuva, play it as an untapped Slayer Stronghold. That might work. He might be a mana short of that. No, he's got enough mana to do that, if that's what he wants to do.
You know,
he's looking at Colony Garden,
Colony
too.
Garden up to the front, and maybe he's just trying to...
survive the next attack?
Yeah, like get in a hit here with Titan.
I mean, how many ground creatures are there, right? Blade Splicer, Mutavault, Arbiter, and the 3/3 Golem. That's 4. Well, all 4 of them are lethal, though, if Alex can't do anything about the 6 power worth of flyers.
Yeah, unless...
Bouncing Radiant Fountain, however...
Yes.
Suddenly, he can get hit by what? He still can only get hit by one of them?
Currently, he can't get hit by any on the ground and survive.
Right.
So he has gone for Bounce Land and Colony Garden. Trigger Colony Garden. Pick up Radiant Fountain, replay it, go to 9.
Or pick up Colony Garden, either way.
Yes.
Colony Garden actually makes more. Second Colony Garden, doesn't that actually make more life? Because it blocks a 3 power guy? I guess it's the same. It's going to block a 2 power guy. So yes, he's bounced the Radiant Fountain. And replays it. So at 9.
Now he's at 9.
With 3 blockers.
There's actually blocks here to be had.
Yep. Yep, he can do 3 blocks, take 2 damage, live to tell through the next attack.
He's going to transmute away a Teleria West and find a Slaughter Pact. Wow.
Now he's in even better shape.
This Amulet Bloom deck is insane. Like, how in the heck?
That's your expert analysis? I agree with you, for the record.
He's now, like, shields up and playing some type of weird control deck against a creature-based deck here, where he's made 2 additional blockers, gained 2 life, and now has a removal spell in hand thanks to this Primeval Titan. Like, what?
It didn't even start as a Primeval Titan. He started with a Summoner's Pact in his hand.
Yeah.
So he's got 1 pact to pay for already. He may have to pay for 2 packs next turn. What he cannot do, oh, interesting, he can attack with a Primeval Titan. Because of the Slaughter Pact, he's now allowed to attack with Primeval Titan, which has to be pretty tempting, because if he wants to win next turn, it would help a lot if he connected with Primeval Titan.
Plus, he just gets to do a lot more. I mean, he gets to pick up.
He gets to pick up
Teleria
2 lands.
West
Yeah.
and, you know, do that.
Yeah, I think you have to attack here. I mean, I think this opens up a loss to Pact. Path. Yeah. But seems like totally the right play.
Yeah, I think Alex is convinced that Steven doesn't have it currently.
Yeah, he would have died to Path last turn if Steven had one.
So here's Bounce Land and Slayer Stronghold. Now. Pick up Radiant Fountain. He's already used his land drop for the turn. I think Alex might be at 9.
I agree with you.
We'll get a double check on that just to make sure.
I don't think Steven blocks here, does he? I mean, he could in theory block and kill Primeval Titan.
That's interesting. I think the default answer is no way, but you know, looking at the way things have developed here,
you're not winning next turn.
Right.
So it's not insane, right? I mean, he probably has to use the Sarah's Avenger to do that, or no? Like, Golem, Arbiter, or Blade Splicer will do it, or Golem, Mutavault, Blade Splicer.
Yes. Or just the 2, the Sarah Avenger and the Golem.
I think you want to keep your flyers. Oh, if you do that though, you get blown out by Slaughter Pact, so you probably can't.
Which he knows about.
Even if he blocks with,
can pay for.
The only way, if he blocks with literally every creature, then Slaughter Pact won't blow him out. But then he'll lose the Sarah Avenger.
Yeah. Now, I think at 20, he's just going to have to take it here.
I guess. 20, attack for 6 in the air, plan to block next turn.
I mean, I think.
Next turn there's going to be.
Take it, drop half.
Oh, sure. If we're going to be greedy. The question is, can he get 2 draw phases? That's the question.
Right.
All right.
And the answer is no. If he takes it, no.
All right, so he's going to put 6 power in front of that thing. So Slaughter Pact will defend the Titan here, but oblige Alex to pay for Slaughter Pact, and it means Alex won't be Slaughter Pacting a flyer, which I think is what Alex would prefer to do. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, now are you trading? And Alexander Hayne not interested in using his Slaughter Pact to save Primeval Titan. He's content.
That wasn't too bad for Alex.
Right. Yeah. And the Slaughter Pact buys him a couple of turns if he kills one of the flyers.
Jeez.
Now, surely he has to kill one of these.
Yes, for sure.
Rather than go to 3?
This puts him down to 3 and makes them both lethal.
Much rather be at 6.
Yeah.
2 dice on top of the library now.
That's pretty good.
Aether Vial, but...
And that's, of course, the downside to decks like this. When you have a turn 1 Aether Vial, you can do some really nasty stuff. And when you have
Steven's out of gas.
5 Aether Vial, you cry a little inside.
All right, pay for 1 pact. Pay for another pact. Still got, what, 7 mana to work with? Arbiter did not get involved in that combat, so Arbiter's still alive. Radiant Fountain.
Back up to 8.
Unbelievable.
This is just sick.
That Radiant Fountain does so much work.
Yeah, Alex would be at 2 here.
Alexander Hayne just does not lose in Western Canada.
It is decreed so. Okay, so there is Slayer's Stronghold being active, so +2, +0, as well as Haste and Vigilance.
Yep. Haste
is
not relevant, but Vigilance very relevant.
Totally relevant, and he's going to pay for Leonin Arbiter so that he can search up some more lands, and there it goes, Teleria West and a bounce land. That's going to basically get him any pact he wants. It's an everyday thing for Alexander Hayne.
It's like, oh, I haven't won a Grand Prix in like a year. Glad there's another Grand Prix Vancouver on the schedule.
Alex, of course, is the defending champion for GP Vancouver. And apparently he takes it personally because he is not giving up here. We're only 2 rounds away from the top 8, this one and the next. And Alex, if he wins out, is going to find himself in the top 8. If he wins this match, might be able to draw in.
Yeah, and the math is tricky. It's not clear that everybody can draw, which may mean that however many people do draw will get in. Like we've got Kenji Egashira in the feature match area who's hoping win-win is good enough. His best case scenario is 12-2-1. So he's hoping all the 12-2-1s get in. It's going to depend how many IDs there are next round.
That's right. He's sitting directly on Steven's left here.
We did have our first intentional draw this round, by the way. Florian Koch and Dan Lanphier took a draw. Yeah, wow. Alexander Hayne.
And that was it. Kenji's smiling back there, though.
Is that a good smile, or is that
smile. Yeah, he's good. Also, his opponent is Martin Goldman Kirst, another local Seattle player. So these guys will know each other. They're roughly the same age as well. And Martin.
Does Kenji leave the house to play the local Seattle tournaments?
No, very rarely. But
Kenji's he's locked in playing 10 hours of limited a day, isn't he?
Pretty much. And here he is.
Around enough that you think these guys know each other.
Yeah, they know each other.
Okay.
And Martin is an accomplished player himself. He's played in many Pro Tours. He's one of those Pro Tour end bosses for the Seattle area. If he's not qualified and he feels like it, you're going to see him in the top 8 and you're going to have to beat him. And most people don't.
He plays that role when Jesse Hampton can't be bothered to come to the PTQ?
No, Jesse wins the first one.
Oh, I see.
We have a system.
I see.
Yeah.
Jesse Hampton wins the first PTQ?
And then Martin comes in and cleans up the one that he chooses, and then we fight over the other 4.
Got it.
Martin, I think he played like maybe 4 Pro Tours in a row just off of PTQ wins. Just bing, 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 bing. Yeah, he's like got gold on like 3 Pro Points or something.
Wow.
It's insane. He's not actually gold pro though. He recently finished school and took a job as a teacher.
Okay.
And so, that's taken up a lot of his time. Teaching is a very time-intensive profession, and so he hasn't been playing quite as much Magic, but very talented guy.
Yeah, I got confirmation. Kenji did win game 1.
Okay.
And Martin is on 11-2, by the way. So Martin got paired down, or Kenji got paired up, however you want to look at it.
Because Kenji's on X2-1.
Exactly. The one ID, by the way, I was talking, Dan Lanphier is actually in an interesting spot. He took the intentional draw with Florian Koch.
Okay.
So Koch is now 12-1-1. Even if he lost the last round, he'd probably have the best breakers amongst the 12-2-1. So he thinks he's in. Dan Lanphier, a point behind him, but he's trying to go X04. Which works, right? X04.
I don't know if it does.
It's tied with the 12-2-1s.
Okay. Same number of
11-0-4 is the same number of points as 12-2-1.
Now, does having 4 draws mess with your tiebreakers, or does that not matter at all?
Not really. I mean, it just means he had one intentional draw, then he got another intentional draw. I'm sorry, he had an unintentional, then an unintentional. Now he wants to go ID in the last 2 rounds. So he took a draw, which gets him to 36 points.
Okay.
Figuring now in the last round, if he gets one more draw, he's at 37. He's just tied with however many 12-2-1s there are.
And he's also undefeated.
Yeah, exactly. He is currently undefeated and hoping that he can ID into the top 8.
Proudly proclaim an undefeated day 1 if he gets that last draw.
The former Canadian national champ.
That's funny.
Our turbo match is actually a rematch. Steven Speck is playing against Pascal Maynard, which is the GP Omaha semifinal. So I won't tell you how their match is going. We'll save that. No turbo spoilers.
Yeah, good. I don't want to know.
Yeah, those guys are on 33 points. Most of the feature match area is. Yeah, we got Robbie Schmidt and Ryan Whitsett on a back table. That's a 34 versus a 33. So Robbie just needs to win one of the next two. He's already got that unintentional draw that he had earlier in a King of the Hill match. Getting down to it. Interesting stuff.
Yeah, this is the best part as we lead up to the top 8.
Yeah, the standings. So there's Cock was on 36, Lanthier was on 35, and then Robbie Schmidt on 34. The 33 pointers coming into this round range from 4th down to 15th.
Oh, wow.
So there's fully 11 of them, and then Kenji, Max Walsh hanging out on 31 points coming into this round.
Both of them needing to win-win to have a shot.
Win-win, cross your fingers.
Yeah.
Kenji has the better breakers by far amongst those two. Yeah, I feel like the line's going to be tiebreakers amongst the 12-2-1s. If I had to guess right now, some 12-2-1s would be in and some 12-2-1s would be out. But like I said, a lot of it depends how many people are willing to draw into being tied for top 8 versus playing it out in the last round and controlling their own destiny. Right? You'll get those 12-2s who are paired and they're like, how many other people are going to draw? If we're the only ones that draw, we both get in. But if other people draw, then it's risky. So yeah, I think we'll have one of those round 15s. Kenji's in a twin mirror back there, right? Martin's playing twin also?
You know, I don't know what Martin's playing.
Pretty sure it's a twin.
Look.
Pretty sure Martin's on twin.
Yeah. Yeah, they're both on twin. All right, looks like our dual shuffle cam is just about ready to come to a close here. We kind of hit a unlucky pocket there. Normally we would jump, of course, to our back match, but everybody was shuffling, as you could see. So game 2 just about underway here. Interesting matchup as well. Steven has some cards that can do pretty good work against Alexander's deck. Does need to draw them and needs to keep that pressure up. For the most part, though, Alex's deck just doesn't interact at all, right? Like, if Steven has the right combo of disruptive cards,
he can get a Slaughter Pact. He interacted last game.
Fair enough.
A for Legion and Arbiter. That counts as interaction, right? Sort of.
Yeah.
Another no turn 1 play for Steven.
Whoa.
He's got Judge's Familiar and Dryad Militant in his. Yeah, wow. That's right.
Radiant Fountain is the first.
Wow, he wants an untapped land for to tap. He's probably planning to pick it up.
Yeah, you're right. He's going to play a
Iganjo Castle and alternate art.
No.
Sundering Growth?
Sundering Growth?
I think that was Sundering Growth.
Yes. And that's going to destroy the amulet before it even gets going. Nintendo Ice Bridge, and here we go.
Summer Bloom. What you got?
To build up a bunch of mana. This is one way that Alex can get way ahead of Steven.
No amulet, though.
Picking up the bridge.
Yeah, this with an amulet is super explosive, but without an amulet, I'll have to settle for bounce land, and then what? Replay something?
Fountain or whatever.
Presumably. Yeah.
Okay, so 24. He gains another couple of life and develops out his board. And if he's got another untapped green mana source, he's threatening to play that Titan next turn.
We know he has the Nintendo Ice Bridge, so yes.
Hello.
Tech Edge, though.
Hello, Tech Edge.
Yeah, you want to talk about hate bears, by the way. It's also hate lands.
Oh, he did it again. Flicker with your bounce land.
I'll pick up Radiant Fountain.
Yeah, it just slows him down, though.
4 Ghost Quarters, 3 Tech Edges amongst Steven Ricken's
Yeah, so talk to us about the Ghost Quarters, because that's a card we don't see main deck, but this one actually kind of abuses it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's basically just another one of these Wasteland effects.
Yeah.
People can go get a basic land, but how many basic lands do you actually have, right?
Yeah, but what about with Leonin Arbiter? Right? If they tap down low and you have a Leonin Arbiter, you play it and it's Strip Mine.
Very nice.
Also
that
turns
card's good.
To Exile into the best removal spell ever, if they can't pay.
Swords to Plowshares, but no life. Leonin Arbiter looks awesome in this deck.
Yeah. Same thing with even Mind Sensor, does a great job too of limiting what you can find with those type of effects.
Ancient Stirrings finds a land. This is another Gruul Turf, I believe.
Pretty awkward if it is.
Yeah.
It's going to have to just play the Ice Bridge or the Fountain. Ice Bridge.
I mean, even if you don't have the Arbiter, I feel like all these go get a basic land effects. How many basic lands do people actually run?
Especially like Alex.
Amulet has
put
one.
Him on 0.
He
right?
usually has one forest in the Amulet lists. In addition, like Affinity will typically have one.
Yeah.
I mean, both those matchups, the first path or Ghost Quarter gets something, but then all the rest of them just become free.
Right, and even in this case, if he Ghost Quarters a Gruul Turf and turns it into a forest, you're still up.
Right. I like this.
It's interesting.
I like this list.
So here's
Not clear
Azusa.
it's going to beat Alexander Hayne playing Amulet Bloom, but still got some cool stuff going on.
Now, we'll note here that Tectonic Edge is now live, so he could take out a 2-mana source, one of the Gruul Turfs if he wanted. First, though, Flicker Wisp is going to hit the red zone and drop Alex back down to 23. So what does Steven want to do?
Has he played Radiant Fountain on every turn of this game?
I think he has. Sometimes twice.
I don't think he's played it twice on the turn. I think he's played
Is that Arbiter? Oh, he does have Arbiter, but he's going to... All right, so here we go. Take down a Boros Garrison, take him off of his only white mana, and then play Arbiter. Ship the turn back. Okay. Steven Riecken's doing a good job.
Yeah, Tech Edge,
here.
not Ghost Quarter, so no forest.
Right. Tech Edge the Boros Garrison, and all of a sudden, Alex has been set back twice now. Even after resolving Summer Bloom and Azusa Lost with Seeking, he's just can't seem to find enough mana somehow. But he's getting there now. There's the Ice Bridge, and there's that stupid Radiant Fountain. I know that Steven's just like feeling like he's holding Alex back, but not really getting ahead. And
summon the hardcast Simian Spirit Guide. That has to feel like a victory for Steven Riecken.
Yeah. Ooh, there's a path.
Simian Spirit Guide enters the red zone.
Steven's got a path here now. How important is Azusa now that she's been on the table for 2
Not
turns?
that important. He's down to 1 card.
Yeah, it feels not that relevant. You
Save
just
it for the Titan.
Right?
Absolutely, save it for the Titan.
Yeah. So I think he's got another Flicker Wisp here as well.
Wow. And that doesn't do anything.
I mean, I guess it just makes.
Yeah, in fact, it's actively bad, right? You pick up the Radiant Fountain again.
Flyer out's not bad.
Agreed. I'm just saying you might flicker your own land.
Sure. Let's keep up Path to Exile.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, flicker your own land. You're not setting him back, Eddie.
And he goes to the end of his turn. There we go. All right, now he's got 6 power in the air, only 2 on the ground. Doesn't want to trade it off for the Spirit Guide. Playing D. And Steven in a decent spot, but you can see how powerful this deck from Alex is. Even if he resolves the Primeval Titan, you think, well, he can just get it path, but then he can just go get the 2 lands to go get him another Titan.
Gruul Turf.
Is it again?
Yes. He's continued. He hasn't broken the streak yet. He's played Radiant Fountain on every single turn of this game.
He's still at 24 life.
Well, he's only taken 6.
I know. It's like Steven's got to feel like he's just spinning his wheels here.
It's pretty funny. I don't think he's unhappy to see Alexander show up with yet another land in his draw, though.
True.
I mean, Alex needs to draw gasoline. He's got fuel.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of it here.
Yeah, sort of.
It's going to reduce the clock down a bit.
Right.
Quite significantly.
He takes 1 extra this turn, but yeah, 3 less on all future turns.
So down to 17 for Alex. And I see there's a Thalia, Guardian of Thraben in hand for Steven, and along with the Path to Exile, a Plains.
And a Pithing Needle.
And a Pithing Needle.
Can you Pithing Needle Teleria West? Does that work?
I don't think so.
I don't think it works either. I think, what do you Pithing Needle? It does work?
says yes.
Yeah, you Pithing Needle because the Transmute's an activated ability.
Okay, even if it's in your hand, it doesn't matter. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
cool. But he didn't do it.
You can't. What else do you Pithing Needle in this deck? Doesn't do anything against Hive Mind. Doesn't do anything against Primeval Titan. I mean, you could Pithing Needle Slayer Stronghold or Sunholm, I guess.
Yeah. I just feel like the damage is done at that point.
Yeah, I might just Pithing Needle Teleria West.
And it looks like he attacked with Thalia prompting a double block here.
You've got to be kidding. The Amulet Bloom deck is double blocking in combat.
This is insane.
There are no Primeval Titans involved, but he's going to defend himself from Thalia. Is he forced to pass?
What is this?
He has to
limited
pass.
now? He just got a 2-for-1 off of a removal spell in combat? It's like giant growth.
He used his path, though.
That's insane.
I'm not sure you want to attack with Thalia there.
Yeah. And if you do, I think you just accept that you're going to trade it for Azusa there.
Oh, actually, this path is not bad, though. Look what it does to the clock for Steven Riecken. Right, now he gets to start attacking with the Arbiter also.
Oh, sure.
Right, he manages to kill both Azusa and the Simian Spirit Guide. He's used up his path, so he doesn't have any defense against the top deck Primeval Titan. But what he does have is 4 power worth of ground creatures crunching over every turn. Right now his clock is what? 2 turns. He deals 3 in the air, and then he's got 7 power versus an opponent at 14.
Fair enough. Yeah, you got to respect
Okay, I do like
that.
this line. And he used all his mana, which is why no Pithing Needle.
This is an Ancient Stirring. It says,
Serum Visions.
And toss 2.
He's paying both of those.
Yep.
What did he get? Is that Summer Bloom?
He's got Summer Bloom in hand.
Doesn't. Rashad is suggesting you can Pithing Needle your own Arbiter and then they're not allowed to pay? Is that true?
What? I have no idea. I've never seen that interaction.
I don't think that's an activated ability. I don't think you can needle your own Arbiter. That'd be really weird. Seems like people would have been doing that already.
Mode, yeah.
Okay, that's like some sort of special action.
Okay.
Anyway, 7, half your life total.
Although not quite, because we did see that Alexander Hayne has picked up that Radiant Fountain again.
All right, Pithing Needle, what did he name? I didn't hear what he named. Maybe our
we'll
spotter
figure
can
out
tell
what he
us.
named in a second here. And there's another copy of Serum Visions. And this is desperate times here for Alexander Hayne. He needs to find action and quickly. He will get one more turn thanks to that Radiant
He named
Fountain.
Slayer's Stronghold.
Okay. And there's Radiant Fountain gaining its 12th life of the game?
Yeah, I'm on 12. It's at least 12.
And there's an Amulet.
There's an Amulet. All right. All very scary. Steven does not have lethal yet.
Oh, he was kind of doing the I got you thing, but yeah. Try again. That's a Tectonic Edge. Not sure if it does much at this point. You can't take him off of relevant colors.
Yeah, Alexander down to 2.
I guess you could take him off the Ice Bridge if you really wanted to take him off of white.
He could nail the Radiant Fountain out of just like a peak of spite.
It's also possible.
I mean, he's dealt 30.
Alex knows what that card is, I think, unless he put both on the bottom from his Serum Visions. So let's see what Alex comes up with here. This is huge for him. We know he's got Summer Bloom in his hand. That doesn't seem to be doing too much. So we need something along the lines of a Primeval Titan, and he might need more than that. Pay.
Pays for the Arbiter.
This must be a Titan.
Sure smells like a Titan.
There it is, Primeval Titan.
Primeval Titan.
Now, last time Alex was in a pretty bad spot when he cast Primeval Titan and found his way out of it pretty handily from there. Is that going to happen this time? We know he can get a Colony Garden to create another chump blocker, but he's going to need to get, if he gets Colony Garden and Radiant Fountain,
bounce land for Radiant
Fountain, would buy him a turn. It would give him an extra blocker for the ground, and it would get him just above lethal from the Flicker Wisp.
Right.
I don't know if that's.
And you remember turn 1? You were like Radiant Fountain on turn 1. Alexander knew exactly what he was doing. If he hadn't played Radiant Fountain on turn 1, he would be dead right now.
It's true. It's insane. Radiant Fountain has been the all-star of this game.
Yeah. He can do the bounce land Teleria West thing here as well, but I don't know that helps. It seems like he has to bounce land Radiant Fountain.
He's got an Amulet now.
Okay, Vesuva Colony Garden?
Vesuva copying Radiant Fountain and then the Colony Garden. So basically he got...
It's the equivalent of bouncing Radiant Fountain, except it doesn't use up his land drop. Even better.
Yeah.
So he has a blocker, he has 4 life, so he's not cold to Flicker Wisp.
Right, so this was what we were thinking at the beginning, although I don't know if this is a good long-term plan, as Steven's still sitting at a comfy 20. And he's going to be bringing Alex down to 1 here.
I mean, you do what you can do.
Yeah, for sure.
Hayne doesn't get to attack this turn. I mean, Pithing Needle and Slayer Stronghold took away any attack now with Primeval Titan options.
Yeah, so Alex isn't even going to bother searching it up.
Another land off the top?
Half would be nice.
He drew it really quick, but I think it was another Plains.
Yeah, you're right.
What are you going to do? You fly over for 3 and ship it, right?
You know, it's really interesting. If Steven knew how many Radiant Fountains Alex had...
Yeah, he could have tech-edged the Radiant Fountain.
He could have tech-edged the Radiant Fountain. But
is it 1 if he tech-edged the Radiant Fountain as a response to Primeval Titan?
If it's 1, then that would have done it.
It's 1.
Oh, man. He just must not know. He must have thought, well, he can just go get another one.
Most of the lands in this deck are 1-ofs.
Yeah?
Wow, tech-edge Radiant Fountain, it wouldn't have just been spiteful. I think it might have actually worked.
Sick.
Now, we don't know that it's cost him this game. Alexander Hayne's clearly up against it on 1, 3-power flyer, really hard. I mean, basically, he has to come up with a Slaughter Pact, maybe?
Okay, well, here's Serum Visions for 1 pull at it.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to get to attack with Primeval Titan. So he's going to get to... Oh, he found another Primeval Titan. But he can't draw it. I mean, if he attacks with Primeval Titan, he can get Bounce Land, Teleria West, pick up Teleria West, Transmute for Slaughter Pact to kill the Flicker Wisp.
It's true.
Like, that line is available to him if his only problem is a 3-power flyer. Picking up Radiant Fountain is not going to help him because he can't get above 3.
Wow, this is close.
Yes, it is. But if Hayne attacks with his Primeval Titan, he's got to worry about the crackback from Thalia and the Leonin Arbiter. Yeah, I think you have to. And presumably he's going to pay 2. Taps a pair of Radiant Fountains. Vesuva is, of course, copying Radiant Fountain.
It's going to pay for the Leonin Arbiter so he can search.
Man, tech edge your Radiant Fountain would have been such a good play. Like,
I mean, obviously
maybe Alex had another way.
But...
Maybe Alex had another way to get out of that turn, but like I can't think of it.
No.
Doesn't mean it's not there. All right, Primeval Titan does get Bounce Land, Teleria West. Okay, now he's tech edging. Oh, he tech edges the Teleria West as a response to the Bounce Land. Nice play.
I like that.
And maybe that's why he held off on the Radiant Fountain, was because he knew that being able to nail a Teleria West was even more impactful. Yeah. No, that's right. Because if he had tech edged Radiant Fountain as a response to Primeval Titan, Alex could have done the Teleria West play, gotten the Slaughter Pact last turn.
So why did he still get to pick up a land there?
Well, the Bounce Land still triggers.
Well, don't you just wait till he targets Teleria West and then bounce it?
No, you choose, the bounce isn't targeted.
It's not targeted?
It's not bounce, it's return a land.
Okay, so it must be done while that's on the stack. Gotcha. Hey, yeah, another Primeval.
Oh wow, he was able to get the second Primeval Titan into his hand.
Just do it again?
I missed that part.
There's Teleria West. Needs 1 more bounce land here.
Yes, he does.
Got a bunch of those though. There it is, Rot Farm.
Golgari Rot Farm. You've got to be kidding me. Alexander Hayne's going to win this game?
No way.
I think he's going to win this game. He's going to transmute. He's already paid for the day pass on Leonin Arbiter.
Oh no.
Thalia doesn't even make transmute cost more. Here's Slaughter Pact. That's going to kill Flicker Wisp. What does Steven Riecken do about 2 Primeval Titans?
Well, I think he needs to find a Primeval Titan. I mean,
a Path to Exile?
Like immediately.
No, he's probably dead next turn. I mean, with Amulet in play, Primeval Titan can go get...
He got Vesuva. It copied the Radiant Fountain. He's going to go up to 3, and that means that either the Thalia or the Leonin Arbiter aren't lethal, even if he drew a path.
Oh, because he had 2 bounce lands that turn. He picked up the Vesuva and the...
and replayed it.
Unbelievable.
And Slaughter Pact. Gosh,
you have got to be kidding me. He drew Aether Vial.
Of course, Aether Vial off the top for Steven. What? Wow.
Throws his hand down in disgust.
What can
Plains
he do?
Aether Vial.
Alexander Hayne wins 2 games to 0.
Look at the smile. And the head shake.
Unbelievable stuff. And even a sigh of relief there from Hayne. Unreal.
Oh, he was up against it both times.
Looks like they're going to game 3 on the back match.
Yes, they are going to game 3 on the back match.
Wow. All right, so Alexander Hayne 12 and 2 now.
Yes, hoping to be able to draw in, but not sure he'll be able to.
The guy's absurd.
His breakers are awesome. He, amongst the 33s, he was 3rd out of the 11 or 12 of them.
This is getting weird. Like, this Alexander Hayne Western Canada thing is just getting weird now.
I love it. We're all Hayniacs. I'm a Hayniac.
I'll tell you somebody who's not right now. Poor Steven. Unfollow. Block. Maybe in a few days after he's cooled down. That was brutal, though.
So that last game, his tech edge on the as a response to the bounce land would have worked if Alex hadn't just top decked his 2nd consecutive Primeval Titan.
Exactly.
It wasn't back to back because there was the Serum Visions in the middle, but like the 2nd Serum Visions, he shuffled those away with the Primeval Titan. Basically, so it was either the draw phase, it was draw phase Serum Visions into like top deck Primeval Titan.
Yep, that's what it was.
Now, to be fair to Hayne, he did sit there with nothing forever, right? He was just like building up mana, no gas. But like one Primeval Titan was not going to get that done. He needed the 2nd one because, Steven had played the tech edge reasonably well. And now, another game, game 3.
Yep, a sweet game 3 here.
A couple of Seattle area players who made the drive up.
Kenji's
Numatanomi?
10-2-1.
Oh yeah, Kenji's not 10-2. Kenji is 9-2-1. Right, so Kenji does not control his own destiny, but hopes that 2 wins would be good enough. Yeah, it's 10-2-1 versus 11-2. Martin Golden Cursed is 11-2. Not 10-2-1.
Right, so he's winning inning here.
Oh, win and hope.
Win and hope?
Yeah, Martin is not 10-2-1. Martin's 11-2.
Kenji's definitely win and hoping. Win and win, right?
Kenji must win twice.
Win, hope.
Win, hope. Martin is win and hope.
Okay.
Hope you can draw. And definitely controls his own destiny, right? He might be forced to play for it next round, but the thing is with Kenji too, his win-win doesn't get it. If he misses the top 8 on breakers, he also misses the Pro Tour invite on breakers.
Oh, I just got a shiver when you said that.
Sorry. And Kenji's never played a Pro Tour.
He has not. He got close just last week. He made it to the very finals of a Magic Online PTQ.
Really?
Where he went to game 3 and had his opponent to one and lost. It was that close. He streamed it too.
Nice.
There was like 4,500 people watching him.
Oh, I did hear about that. I did hear about that.
It was.
Yeah, Reed Duke had a heartbreaker as one Magic Online as well.
Did.
He was the finals of the Mox Monthly Championship to get the invite to the Magic Online live tournament.
Where he broke in.
Absolutely, returning to the scene of the crime, but it sounded like 1 point of life in either direction. He lost game 3.
It's true. Ugh.
Yeah, that one stings.
Those gut-wrenching losses. Okay, so Martin has a Vendilion Click here, a card he has played for a long time. He's going to target Kenji, and Kenji's going to bolt in response. So that's going to take care of the click, but the trigger's still going to resolve. Martin's going to get a lot of valuable information here.
Snapcaster also happening as a response?
Snapcaster Bolt you.
Sure.
And that means Flame Slash,
And
Dispel, and a Spell Pierce.
Pierce or Snare?
Snare, it's a Snare. Spell Snare are the only things possible. Depending on what Martin has in his hand, he may not even want any of these.
Right. Depending on his hand, you might just say, okay.
Yeah. Often overlooked about Vendilion Clique is that you can just say, no, those look good. Enjoy. Sometimes you draw them into what you don't want to see. So Martin's going to have to take some time, and yeah, he's just going to let him have it. Is that a Boseiju from Martin?
How about Vidalcan Shackles?
Oh,
from Martin?
hello. And he gets to resolve it. He's got one.
Pick a fight on your turn.
He's got 2
untap,
islands right now.
With Vidalcan Shackles.
2 islands is enough.
How many
to steal.
creatures in Kenji's deck with a power higher than 2?
1. He's got literally 1.
What is it?
Vendilion Clique.
Okay.
It's his own copy, yeah. And I mean 1. And it's not going to stay at 2 for long anyway, so
Yep.
this could be really bad for Egashira. It's super interesting because Shackles could just steal the Snapcaster and start beating down, but what it can also do is prevent Kenji from comboing off. If he just leaves the Shackles untapped, it makes it very difficult for Kenji to actually go off.
Right, but if he does that, then he's Snapcaster's just an 8-turn clock.
That's right.
Plus however many lightning bolts to shorten it, right? I see 1 bolt in Kenji's hand already.
Yeah.
Now Snapcaster's a 6-turn clock.
Right, and
Like, can you afford to just...
no, and the thing is that Martin knows 3 of Kenji's 4 hand.
Doesn't
4
know the
cards
lightning
in
bolt.
hand. That's right. That's the one he doesn't know, and I don't think he cares about it very much either.
Well, it's relevant to this... Oh,
Keranos, God of Storms. Oh my goodness.
Why
Martin
not?
came prepared for the mirror here. Wow. On consecutive turns resolves huge spells.
Kenji loots away an island.
He needs to find some action quickly.
He found Deceiver Exarch.
He did find that. But again, Martin, I think, is just going to try to hit a lightning bolt effect off of his Keranos, take out the Snapcaster, and jeez. At least it's legendary.
Right. That's actually not
Not that that first one's going anywhere. Wow, he didn't
Straight
kill the
to your face.
Snapcaster.
Does not care about the Snapcaster.
Well, that's interesting. Here's Serum Visions. He finds his own Desolate Lighthouse, and he puts a lightning bolt back on top and a land back on bottom. And things are looking very good for Martin Goldman Cursed and very bad for Kenji Egashira here.
Now, does he run out Exarch here?
I don't think he can. I mean, if he does, it gets stolen and then it blocks Snapcaster.
Wow.
It's just
Splinter's
terrible
win.
for him.
He's got the whole combo now.
He's cut the combo.
But that Vidalcan Shackles is causing him problems. Plus, who knows what Martin's got in his hand. All right, well, Martin's going to grab the Snapcaster.
I mean, he can always hand it back again. This is going to save him 2 damage regardless, and he knows that Kenji can't combo off this turn. So he can just untap, send it back, and say, well, I'd rather have the protection against your combo here.
But does he? No, he's going to be
keep it.
attacking.
Lightning
Well, he
bolt,
knows he's
lightning
bolting
bolt.
face and drawing lightning bolt.
That's right.
So he wants to attack for 2. This does open up a window where Kenji can potentially force the combo through.
This gets interesting now. Kenji has looted a couple of times with his Desolate Lighthouse and crafted his hand to try to get these things resolved. Can Kenji steal a game here? The shields are down. Martin Goldman Curse letting the Shackles stay tapped.
Right. I mean, clearly Kenji has to go for it here.
I mean, Kenji is losing this game.
Right. He's going to lose to Keranos in like 2
badly,
turns.
but soon. Yeah.
Volt Snapcaster Keranos. Bang, you're at 2 next turn.
Remand just doesn't get the job done here. There's a Snapcaster Mage in hand as well for Martin, which he could use to bring back the Remand. But he knows that Kenji has Spell Snare in hand. Kenji could choose to just to Spell Snare the Remand.
Well, not the second one. The second Remand, he'll run out of mana if he replays Exarch.
I'm just saying he could just do it to the first one. Just Remand, Spell Snare it.
Yeah, and then Snapcaster Remand will work.
Yes.
So, I mean, Kenji really wants to stick this Exarch end step. That's what he wants to do.
Oh, yes.
But the fact that he looted that land away a couple turns ago may hurt him. He wishes he had 1 more mana in play, is how I read this. But Martin's not going to fight over the Exarch.
No, he let him tap his breeding pool.
Wow.
And Kenji is lined up to try to go for the combo here.
If he goes for twin, he'll have 2 mana left to defend it with.
He's going for it.
Yeah, he absolutely should go for it.
Martin left the shields down. Is this going to work?
You said he's got a remand?
Yes.
All right, remand.
Does he have enough mana?
Oh, he can't Snapcaster Remand anymore because of the tapped reading pool.
And he knows about the spell snare.
Seriously? Yeah, Snapcaster Remand's not going to work. Is that spell snare all by itself good enough? New Montanomi, seriously?
Martin has
He's even got
shackles that are tapped.
Kenji's even got Dispel. Look at the smile on Kenji's face. He's trying to hold it in. He's got a Dispel.
And that's going to do it.
Ball game.
Combos off.
Wow.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, Martin's like,
needed
man.
to untap that shackles. He could not leave that tapped.
He went for the Snapcaster. He went for the kill on damage. Took the shields down. Yeah, Shackles was...
I love Shackles stealing Snapcaster. I don't love it
untap
keeping it. Yeah,
untap
untap, have it back.
Yeah, you can have your Snapcaster back.
Is one of the best insurance plans you can have against this deck. Is just 2 mana, I break up your combo. And you have to go for it before I do. Like, you have to commit to this thing, and it's on the board. Unbelievable.
Well, that is loss number 3 for Martin Goldman Curse, so he's not making top 8. Wow, this could be fast, by the way. Pascal Maynard versus Steven Speck. Rematch of the Grand Prix Omaha semifinal we talked about. Steven Speck finished 2nd in that Grand Prix with this Amulet deck.
What is he doing?
He's Amulet.
Is this turn 1?
Oh, it's just a turn 1 Primeval Titan.
Oh my god.
No problem. Simian Spirit Guide.
Menard didn't even play a card.
Turn 1 kill. Can we rewind that?
What the hell?
I want to see that again.
I thought he was showing him how the deck works.
That was
gave
turn
a demonstration.
1.
This is not supposed to happen in Modern.
Yeah, this is the rewind. Turn 1
Did you
Amulet.
see Menard count? Look at him smile. He's like, that's pretty sweet.
Turn 1 Amulet, Simian Spirit Guide, Summer Bloom, Land, Primeval Titan, Land.
Unbelievable.
I don't think he actually dealt 20, right? Pascal just scoops at this point.
Pascal just says, I don't have the tools needed to deal with this scenario.
Good enough. Wow. I like the instant replay, too.
Yeah, when it's that quick.
All right.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, Simian Spirit Guide was the key card there to make that a turn 1 instead of a turn 2. Yeah, ape for the Amulet into a growth chamber. That's how it works. Now, game 2.
Now we get a real game here.
Steven Speck, maybe. We'll see.
Well, I see lands on one side and the other, so.
All right, now there's Pestomite for Pascal Maynard.
Steven Speck surveying the scene here.
Yeah, these guys are on 33 points, so same scenario as Riecken and Hayne. The winner is hoping to draw in.
Is that a seal of Primordium over there for Speck?
It is.
So it's just sitting there acting as insurance?
Yes. The first Splinter Twin is dead. Oh, Cryptic Command bounces it. Clears a path.
But he can't finish off
Blood
one. This is
Moon.
huge. And now he can't recast it, and he gets to combo off, but there's a Slaughter Pact and a counter, and that's
Look at this smile. So like, he cast the Slaughter Pact.
Yeah.
He broke up the combo.
He did.
And then had a little trouble paying for the pact on his upkeep.
Issue there. Doesn't have a single land in his deck that can make black through a Blood Moon.
Still, this turn 1 is crazy. Simian Spirit Guide for Amulet. Growth Chamber bounced on the stack to cast Summer Bloom. He played that Growth Chamber 4 times on the first turn. His land drop and all 3 Summer Blooms. All right, now what? Good God. Amulet of Vigor.
Oh, he's trying to kill him with Hive Mind.
Spirit Guide.
And that's it.
Whoa! Amulet of Vigor, lay Simic Growth Chamber.
All right.
Cast Summer Bloom. Cast Spell Snare, but Pact of Negation. Bloom resolves. He relays the Growth Chamber 3 times for Hive Mind and Summoner's Pact. Maynard dies on the upkeep of his second turn. Unbelievable.